I'll let you go. Bring in my guest for this hour. Still with me is trial attorney Rachel Fiset. And Rachel, as you heard there from Julia, a big issue in this case is, of course, that duty to intervene. Seems as though they're going to head towards down the road that suggests, hey, we didn't really know about this. This was just a tiny part of this big old book that we got all of our rules from, we got our marching orders from. What do you make of that defense?
I think it's hard to sell that defense. I think they may not have known about it inside of the book, but there's other legal duties that they have as officers as it relates to dealing with the general public and force. And, I think they have a hard argument that three of them should not have stopped what was occurring when it was becoming very obvious how harmful it was. So even without the policy, I think that the prosecutors would argue that it went too far, they let it go on, and they should have intervened. And the policy simply bolsters that argument.
Yeah, and I wonder if another way they could approach this is to say, what the culture of the police department is. I want to show you a video. This is coming out of Florida, where an officer tries to actually intervene. This is what they were asking the officers to do that day, for instance. This is out in Florida. There's a guy that has been arrested. He's in the car, and the officer is having some sort of verbal confrontation with him. He's handcuffed. And the officer goes to pepper spray him, and his partner goes and grabs him away from him. And what you're seeing now is what happened. That officer turns away, grabs and it's a female officer, by the way, grabs her by the neck and holds her there for a good 10 to 15 seconds as she pulled his belt away, saying, hey, you don't need to be doing that. Now, that's the culture of the police, Rachel. When you're out on the field, you're not supposed to intervene, especially at the scene. It's a superior officer. The guy who actually was going to do the pepper spray was a sergeant. She was a lower rank. And when you talk about what they actually sort of know as officers in the field, that's the culture. Can you argue that in court?
Oh, I think they will argue that in court. I think they will argue that you're right. They had a superior officer and they're all working to protect the public. And this was a danger, Mr. Floyd was a danger to the public. So, yes, I do think that's what they will argue. It's a hierarchical situation, a hierarchical culture. And that's what they're doing by bringing in Chauvin's psychological testing and that kind of thing, saying, well, we didn't know what he was capable of. So, maybe we didn't intervene because of that.
Absolutely. All of them pointing the finger at Chauvin. This would have been a very different trial had Chauvin not pled and was a part of it. That is for sure. All right, Rachel, stand by. We're going to take a break.